The Biologically Resonant Harmonizer, a sound frequency healing device by Second Earth.
A spiritual renaissance? Indeed. And as talked about on Coast to Coast AM so many years ago, described our times as the time of the quickening, the evolution of everything we have ever known, and especially the evolution of our body-mind-spirit complex. The reason why I created the Biologically Resonant Harmonizer was way back in 1982. I was 25 years old, and I had a unique spiritual experience. I call it a merging of the light experience, and others might say it's a Kundalini awakening. The effects were like an NDE, but I didn't float out of my body or anything like that. I didn't see anything. I didn't see angels. I didn't go anywhere, sort of. But I had the same type of unity, connectedness, love experience that people who have had near-death experiences has reported. I felt I was connected to the entire universe, that I was one with it. And I also developed some of the same abilities of those people over time that report from having NDEs. During that summer, Spirit was teaching me about resonance, frequency, and vibration. Like Tesla had explained, it's the key to the universe. And one day, I hear a voice in my head, almost like you do when you're talking to yourself and you tell yourself things that you did not know. But I heard in my head, and this must have been telepathic, "Mark." And I look up and I scream, "What? What do you want now?" Because Spirit had been communicating me and talking to me and teaching me all summer. They said to me, all the organs of your body vibrate at a specific harmonic resonant tone. If the tone of the organ goes into a discordant energetic pattern, the organ will go into dis-ease. Now, I had never heard the word disease described as dis-ease before. If you will play the harmonic tone of the organ back to the organ, you will heal the organ. Now, please remember, this is in 1982. There was no internet. There was no knowledge in the general public about this topic. And I'm sitting there dumbfounded and confused. I had just had, maybe a month and a half earlier, this major experience. Floating in that experience for months, I had no car, no job, and I look up in the air and I scream, "What the F are you talking about, the harmonic tone of an organ? I don't know how to measure the harmonic tone of an organ. What am I supposed to do? Go to a university professor or something?" Well, needless to say, I didn't move on this at that time, and not for decades. What I did not know at the time was I did not need to measure anything. This information was either known and had been developed, and much of it has been developed and studied and used over the years. I had thought of different ways I could make this device over the years, but it was not till 2019 that I actually made the prototype of the device that we have today. I first tested it on myself, laying down on the device, and I had a very unique experience. All of a sudden, I found myself in this velvety black void, just floating peacefully, and I was feeling and hearing the chants and tones that I was playing on a harmonizer, but these were coming from 360 degrees all around me, penetrating my soul. That's what it felt like. And then the next week, I used a different set of soundtracks, and something really neat happened. Well, I had gotten very sick from undiagnosed Lyme's disease many years earlier, and I could only remember in a 14-year period only 3 dreams. 3 dreams in 14 years. Well, in that week, I had 3 very real, very lucid dreams, and they were quite fascinating. I think my device was healing something inside of me. Also, my business of a brilliant product idea really wasn't making money. And as I used the device to enhance my manifesting techniques and manifesting power, I saw things start to come together in my life, and I started making money. Not only did I start making money, but within 6 months of using the device, the business exploded. I had made decisions that I may not have made were I not harmonizing my body, mind, spirit, and nourishing my connection to greater aspects of myself. Because when you do that, information comes through and you just pick the right thing rather than sometimes the wrong thing. Then, in the next 6 months, I made more money with my invention that I created called AccuStrike Golf Training Mat than I had throughout my entire lifetime. And that led me to being able to move the Biologically Resonant Harmonizer forward. I took it to 3 trade shows and 2 spiritual centers and recorded the people's experiences just as they were getting off the Biologically Resonant Harmonizer sound pad. And the testimonials now on the website were utterly pure, astoundingly amazing. This was healing people on a spiritual level. They were having all kinds of experiences and clearing up all kinds of issues that translated to very positive changes in their lives. And as I watched the string of videos I put together, my mouth dropped open as to what had been put into my hands, and of course the responsibility that I felt. And I felt this incredible obligation to bring this to the world. But it's hard to stop what's bringing you in your money. But finally, I stopped advertising AccuStrike Golf training mats and just let what sales come in as they did, and began full-time to get this ready for everyone. So I want to highly encourage you to watch these testimonials. Actually, they're really incredible testimonials, and you will see for yourself exactly what this device is doing for people on so many levels. So I'd like to end this video with a song I wrote, which is part of a group of spiritual songs over the many years that I wrote, and some of which really led the way for me in my spiritual development. They're on our website, and if you choose to listen, they can be very moving and very deep, and also help to reconnect you and remember. So this is a song about bringing light into your life, and I'll see you on our next video.
Let there be light. Fill your life so you shine so bright. Rainbow colors fill your mind. The feeling you're divine. It happens in your own time. Let there be peace. Filled with light, love, and harmony. Rainbow colors fill your mind. Feeling you're divine. It happens in your own time. in your own time. And all the time that we walk this road and travel leads us to the place we're going. In your heart you will feel everything that is real leads us to the place we're rainbow colors fill your mind. The feeling you're divine. It happens in your own time. All the time we walk this road we travel leads us to the place we're going. In your heart you will feel everything that is real leads us to the place we're going. All the time that we walk this road we travel leads us to the place we're going. In your heart you will feel everything that is real leads us to the place we're
secondearth.org.